Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Sharaf taking on Steven Asplund. Sharaf, 4-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that knockout loss in his UFC
And you better fucking
debut.
talk to him nice because he's a Marine.
Sean is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he better not see what I said about his titty.
Hoorah.
I mean, that's a straight-up titty in that picture. I did talk about him being a Marine.
That's a straight-up titty. Let's see if your titties are more like Steven's or Sean's. Let's see it, Angelo.
I've shown it on... We've done this already, Jacob. It's neither. Flat as a board. It's neither. It's not a titty.
Was that your diabetic thing stuck to your ribs?
That's my fucking tattoo.
No, there was a white... You really are diabetic?
No, it's just my tattoo, dude.
No, there was a white thing.
I'm white. I don't know if you noticed, because I am very cultured. Sharaf. Oh, no. Did I do the Steven Asplund side? Okay. 6-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, making his UFC debut. Sharaf. He's a very heavy-handed guy. He's a striker for the most part. He only has 5 professional MMA fights. 4 of them are wins. All of those are by knockout. He's not a very technical striker, but he is powerful. And he comes forward. He throws everything with intent. If you decide to engage in a brawl, you might go down. He is a former Marine. He's got a never-say-die attitude and a determination.
Whoa.
I told you it was in my notes.
Whoa. There is no such thing as a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Hoorah. Show some fucking respect. Right?
You know what's
Is there a Marine? Is there a Marine in the chat? There's no such thing as a former Marine. You're always a Marine.
He is no longer, but they say, don't they? I get that. You would always be a Marine. Is it because
talk to him nice?
Anyway. Everything he does is with intent. He comes forward, he throws hard, he tries to find that finish. The problem is he does have a 100% finish rate on both sides of that coin. He just got finished by Junior Tafa, who's objectively terrible. He's taking on Steven Asplund, massive dude. He used to be even more massive. You know how Alexander Volkanovski went from 214 pounds down to 145? Asplund went to 500. He was a couple celery sticks away from needing to be cut out of his house. Down to 261 was the weigh-in. Like I'm not 500 pounds.
You grunt every time you get out of that chair.
I didn't make a single noise. Steven Asplund is surprisingly cardiovascularly in shape for a man his size. When you lose as much weight as this guy lost, you can do it a few different ways. The shots exist now. Back in the day, they would just tie your stomach in a knot on the inside. Or you could just work hard. I don't know how he did it, but I assume he worked hard because for a gentleman his size, he has spectacular cardio, and a good amount of his wins are literally just him outworking his opponents and staying in the fight while they fade away. Style-wise, he's got a decent jab. He's got good striking volume. He's a pretty durable dude, but he can be taken down. He is winning a lot of these fights with just sheer pressure and willpower and cardio. And if you guys watch the breakdowns, you know the cadence. Fighter A, this is about them. Fighter B, this is about them. And here's the matchup. My notes, and I always will reference previous notes while doing the notes for the next fight. My notes for Sharaf for his last fight were not very helpful, because it was just a lot of random curse words saying not UFC caliber. But when you go back, and I had to watch the fight again because the notes were not very helpful, you realize, like, okay, he's not awful. He got caught up in a striking match against a very technical striker. I believe it was short notice. He got tired. Things started to turn a little bit. The reality is, this is two guys that will get after it, and it will be an entertaining fight. I have to pick Steven Asplund here, though, literally because of the cardio. Shockingly, he's got very good cardio, especially for a man his size. He does keep his chin wide in the air, which is dumb as hell. He can't really defend takedowns, and Sharaf hits like a freight train. So this could get dicey. I'm not going to bet on this fight, but I do think Steven's going to win because of the sheer determination, the cardio, and I just saw Sharaf get tired and lose a fight because he was tired. The pick is coming down to cardio, but the reality is, I mean, I can't. 2-1? That's crazy. What do you think, Jacob?
We love Steven. We do. We love Steven. He won us a ton of money on his Contender Series fight. We loved the story. We loved him going to that fight. We bet him big, I think, for first round knockout as well. Boom, boom, boom. Lands the shot, knocks him out. We were loving it. So I got a lot of love for Steven. And winning that fight is, his weight loss and all this stuff. But I mean, he was like kind of a big, I think it was like plus 150, plus 200 underdog in that fight versus a guy that really was not very good. And credit to him, he got the knockout and this and that. But to be minus 200 in this matchup where if you watch that Sean fight versus Tafa, he was going right at Tafa. He was lighting Tafa up. If that fight had 5 more seconds in the first round, he wins in his debut by first round TKO. You think that if he won that fight versus Tafa, first round TKO, he's coming in as a plus 175 dog in this one? No, it's probably like a pick'em fight. So I think there's great value. And a guy like Sean who showed that he can throw some nice combinations and still kind of talk down on his abilities. I actually think he's a pretty good striker. He trains at Extreme Couture with those guys. He has high-level competition, and he showed just how tough he was. That was 4 days' notice. Just kind of showed up. And if you look at his Instagram post, which I do for you guys, he said going into that fight, basically like, this is going to make or break whether I kind of like chase this dream, if I'm going to be real or not. He went in that fight against a good striker. You can think about Justin, whatever he is, but he's a good striker. Was almost won the fight, came out and was like death gas and didn't even get dropped. I mean, he was still on the feet, just trying to do everything he could. His body just would not allow him, but he said, that proved to me I can be this guy. I'm going all in on my career. I think we're going to see a polished Sean. He is going to get inside of Steven. And as you mentioned, if you guys watch even those 2 strikes that Steven threw in his Contender Series fight, it is that tall guy, like just, throwing your head back, to get that extra range. And if Sean's just in there, the way he throws, watch his highlights. He's throwing shots. I mean, he is fucking in there with some shots. If he gets inside of Steven, he's knocking him out, knocking him clean the fuck out. I like Steven, but, I think Sean's the better fighter.
I don't disagree with any of that breakdown. Steven's striking defense is literally just his head up in the air. Sean Sharaf hits like a freight train. To me, it's going to come down to cardio. And I watch Sean.
It's going to be like this first exchange.
I mean, if it's that early, yeah.
It's going to be bet on Saturday stream. We're going to bet either fighter by KO on under 2.5 minutes. I'll probably put $300 or $500 on that and just go with it. I think it's going to be first.
But
exchange.
Steven doesn't hit very hard.
I know, but he's going to come in with such confidence, and the way that he's just like the lumbering, just throw the head back and just throw. I mean, he looks like how he strikes. He's not overly fast. He's not overly powerful.
Yeah.
You get inside and it's like, oh shit, and then he's not really have defense. I mean. He got here. It's a great story. I think the odds are wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just worried for the under if Steven doesn't get knocked out, it'll go over because he doesn't have the power to put Sean away, at least not early. He'll have to Homer Simpson
imagine
with
if
the cardio.
Tafa was fighting Steven.
Yeah,
Sean had this guy on the ground.
He just won't get tired. Yeah, he just won't get tired after a few minutes. Yeah, correct. Steven would run through Tafa because of the cardio.
No, Tafa would fucking knock this guy clean out. Yours is stupid.
Sean lost to Tafa because his cardio failed him. And Steven doesn't have a cardio issue. That's where my brain's going.
Yeah, I don't think you get it at all. But have fun.
I'm not betting this fight. This is crazy. This card has a couple of random UFC debut-ish heavyweight fights and a bunch of lady fights, which means it is going to be a wild card. And I imagine your live stream is going to be absolutely locked in and a ton of fun in all directions.
We're going big to end the year. And I got some good plays on mine, too.
Yeah, Jacob's premium bets are pretty, you're locked in on a lot of those props. So check those out now. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Jacob's got a bunch of props. I've got my bets locked in. BetSam doesn't do a lot of his bets till later in the week, probably the wiser decision. I think we got 13 units on the board already, and every single tool is loaded and ready to go for the January fights that have been announced. We have this comment here. Bro, what are we going to do for 6 weeks? It's not 6 weeks. There is not 6 weeks between the cards. There's 5 weekends with no fights. The 6th week has fights, which means this show, the week of breakdown show, will be at the 5-week mark. Luckily for you, in between, there will be some call-in shows, and no matter what, every Sunday, there will be a card breakdown. This coming Sunday, the UFC 324 breakdown is ready to go. The Sunday after that, the UFC 325 breakdown is ready to go. We're going to follow the cadence. Nothing's changing on this side of the fence.